This is one of those verses we see everywhere, and it's Jeremiah 29:11. And that verse is not God promising an easy, successful life. It's actually God calling a people to trust him in exile. But we see this verse everywhere, and it says this: "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope and a future." But see, most people read that as some sort of a personal assurance, but they're missing the context completely, because God says those words to Israel while they're in exile. You see, they're not thriving, they're not winning, they're not comfortable. In fact, they're conquered, displaced, and they're living under a foreign rule. But here's the theological reality that most people miss. Jeremiah 29:11 is not about escaping hardship. It's about trusting God's rule in the middle of it. You see, just a few verses earlier, God tells them to build houses and to plant gardens and to seek the welfare of Babylon. In other words, he's saying, stay where I put you. So the promise wasn't, I'll get you out quick. The promise was, I'm still sovereign here. So prosperity in Jeremiah 29, it doesn't mean luxury. It means God's purpose will not fail, even if his people seem powerless. And that's why God ties this promise to a 70-year wait. The Israelites waited 70 years. So that wasn't about immediate blessing. It was about long obedience under God's rule. So this verse doesn't say you won't suffer. It says suffering will not cancel my plans. So God wasn't offering comforts. He was asserting control. And see, this verse isn't sentimental. It's political. It declares that exile, it does not remove God's authority. And if God is still king in exile, he's still king in your uncertainty. So Jeremiah 29:11 isn't about comfort. It's about trusting God's rule in exile. He's still sovereign. Follow for more.